What's going on, everybody? I am Davon Miles, or Dr. Miles. If you've seen the rest of my videos, you know that I just started a faculty fellowship program at Belmont University. So I'm going to get into this program just a little bit, just to kind of show you like what it's about, what we're doing, and what I hope for in the future. So this fellowship is, again, an opportunity for me to get a chance to experience higher education as a professor. So technically, I'm both a professor and a researcher. But this experience is going to be broken down into three buckets. So number one is scholarship. Scholarship is your publications, the articles that you submit, or the conferences that you present at. Number two is going to be the service. Service is really what you do for the university. So the committees that you join, the communities that you help to build to develop this university for students and for staff. And then the third bucket is going to be teaching, which is ultimately just how you transform students in the classroom. So I love the opportunity so far because you get the opportunity to really fully immerse yourself in the higher education space. One of the first things that you do when you start a faculty fellowship, or one of the first things that I had to do, was create a research agenda. I was hired on because I have a variety of experiences in the education space, whether that be K-12 or corporate. I've both been a teacher, I've been an administrator, and I've also been an instructional designer within a corporate workspace. So when they saw that, and this is what I was told, it helped me to be set apart, because you oftentimes either get, the full K-12 education or educator, or the full higher education educator, but never a mixture of all three. So my research agenda is going to kind of center on education systems, and how we kind of think towards solving problems and filling gaps through continual learning. So one of the things that I'll be doing is, I think right now I'll be working with pre-service teachers and helping them to integrate AI into their workflow to help build capacity and hopefully increase retention. But then on the other side of that, for my instructional design space or learning and development space, I'll be working with different corporations to try to see okay, how does the learning and development work here? How do we identify gaps? What does your system look like? And what does it look like to design, different curriculum and different opportunities for people to continue to learn and develop? So those are my two primary phases of my research right now. But what I'm finding is that it's extremely difficult to, stay focused on those two areas, knowing that I have a passion for other ideas like, literacy in the Black community, or creating opportunities for students to continually learn and develop. I love students, and it's really a big part of my life. But at the same time, if I'm honest, my expertise lend themselves to other areas. So yes, I have my passion over here and I have my expertise over here. I try to find ways to see where they overlap. And those are the areas that I'm currently going after. So this faculty fellowship is only 2 years, and there is no guarantee that after this faculty fellowship, I will have a tenure track position. So with that being said, it's in my hands to, number one, be a great professor. Be great. I'm going to be great at research, be great at teaching, be great at service. In those three areas, I have to really just go all out in those areas over these 2 years, because I want the university to see my value. I want to continue to build my network, and I want to continue to build different projects that highlight the skills that I have and the passions that I have and the expertise that I have, so that, let's say that I don't get hired as a tenured professor here or at another university, I'm going to enter the workforce again, in the corporate space, most likely. So I have to continue to develop for that. So I'm finding ways to do a lot of different things that both help my resume and CV, and also make me more marketable in the higher education space or in whatever space I, end up in once I end this fellowship. So there you have it. I'm really excited about this opportunity because I've always been a researcher. I've always loved asking questions, and I think I'm a strategic thinker, and I look at systems and I try to understand how to make them better. And it's like something I can't really turn off inside of me. So being in a space where it's kind of encouraged and promoted that I ask big questions and try to, find answers, I don't know where else that would be amazing, for me to be. Yeah. So I'm super excited about this journey, and I hope that you follow along on this journey as I'm continually learning. I've, just started grabbing books that can help me to, continue to develop. One of the books that I'm reading is Thinking in Systems by Donella Meadows. This book really just, it starts at the basic level of how systems work, and it shows you like these different patterns that are consistent across systems. Right now I'm in the beginning, really, so I don't know a lot. But at the same time, I'm also reading this book called The Personal MBA by Josh Kaufman. And these two books, I'm jumping back and forth between because, like I said, I'm learning about general systems, and I'm learning about how to create learning and development spaces within systems, whether that be in education or in corporate. But I'm also learning like business, because if the industry that I end up in is business, then I want to make sure that I understand how businesses work. And I think this is one extremely important piece of the space that I'm in right now. I could sit back and show up to my class and teach it, and, I could walk off campus, and I have a lot of flexibility to really screw this opportunity up, to be honest with you. But if I play this really close to the chest and I use everything that I know God has given me, I can use this opportunity to catapult, to catapult my research, to catapult my expertise, to really push me into a new space that is going to, be more beneficial to myself and to my family. And I'm excited about that. And I'm excited about the change that I can create, whether that be with pre-service teachers or with, people in the learning development space or students who are still in K-12, young students. Either way, I have to use it to the best of my ability. So I don't know who's watching this, and I don't know whether you're in higher education or you're in K-12 or you're, in the corporate space or getting your PhD, whatever it is. I think ultimately use the time you have to develop your network. Use the time that you have to get better at the things that you don't know, that you'll need, and trust God to help direct your path and where you're going. And I think once you get those things in order, I'm not really sure what can stop other than yourself. So keep following along in the journey, like and subscribe if you want to, and I'm going to keep the ball rolling. Later.